The recipe for a great meal takes more than just cooking. It's about people, passion, history, and adventure, in the kitchen and out. I'm Chef Biju Thomas. I've been an athlete, author, and a lifelong lover of food.
This is amazing. Just make really delicious food, simple, and it works.
I've learned that the best meals can take you down the road less eaten. Heber Valley, Utah is probably not the first thing that comes to mind when you think about the Beehive State. But in the last 10 years, this little town, just an hour from Salt Lake and a stone's throw to Park City, has built a food scene that can go head-to-head with the best. The eastern flank of the Wasatch Mountains spills an agricultural bonanza into the Heber Valley. The access to great farming and fresh ingredients have been like a magnet to some in the culinary world looking to make a little piece of perfection.
All of Utah, when you think about it, it's just big blue skies, mountain ranges, wide open spaces. It just kind of draws you into this immediate feeling of outdoor adventure. Being in the Heber Valley and Heber City specifically, you got these gorgeous little farms and ranches dotting the landscape here. We're surrounded by all of that. It's a beautiful, lovely place.
You can't bake some of the best bread in Utah if you don't start before sunrise, which is why the Hawk and Sparrow Bakery is already buzzing under a blanket of stars. And by Hawk and Sparrow Bakery, we really mean Andrew Berthrong, a guy who might be part rooster given his enthusiasm for the wee hours.
Here we have one of the best bread bakers in the country, and definitely one of the best in Utah, who's making these incredible breads in his garage, which is attached to his house. So that's pretty amazing in itself. I have so many questions though. Like, how does one do this? Like, how did you even get here? How does one decide one day?
You just wake up and waddle into the garage and start baking.
So you've been doing this for a few years. Obviously, this wasn't like a COVID hobby.
It wasn't a COVID hobby. I was into it.
Yeah.
Before that struck. I was in academia for many years, and I'd worked in bakeries in college. Started looking for jobs, and I just felt like it wasn't up to me. There's 1,000 people smarter than me looking for these jobs. There are 10 jobs.
Yeah.
Who's in charge here?
What were the English major jobs available at the time?
Teaching.
All right, so because I was an English major too at school, and then look at me now.
Yeah, no one offered me your job.
Did you teach at all?
I taught, yeah. No, I taught for 10 years. In fact, when I started, I was doing just home deliveries, 30 loaves a week maybe. But then kind of took off.
Andrew's popular sourdough bread is a multi-day process involving resting phases, bulk fermenting, stretching, and folding. It then proofs in the fridge overnight in those cute little baskets you've been seeing.
So for people, if you've never seen, when you get bread that has a lovely kind of stripy shape to it, because it goes into these baskets and it pushes against the basket. So you get that beautiful shape like you get on the outside of the bread. It's lovely. Of everything you do here, what is your favorite part of this?
It's hard to, it's like choosing your favorite kid, you know?
Sometimes it's easy.
Yeah, if you only have one kid, it's easy.
Yeah, right? Like if you got one kid.
I love shaping. My mind stops and my body just takes over. And that's a wonderful feeling. When you're shaping 100 loaves, you just get in this flow state. Nice. And it's like your back starts to hurt.
No.
I'm gonna admit that.
Yeah.
But the mind gets a nice break. And I love the bake. You pull this stuff out of the oven after 3 days of kind of tending this little loaf. And it's beautiful and functional, and then you get to eat it and it's gone. I love that disappearing act of bread. Can I butter it up for you?
So much butter. I don't want to ruin the taste of the bread, but...
You can't do it.
Cheers.
The simplicity of freshly baked bread is what makes it so good. Made from just a few humble ingredients, there's nothing to get in the way of the flavor, and it's absolutely delicious.
Everything about it is just perfect. It's got the bite and the chew and the structure, and you know, it's not a common bread that you just get at a grocery store. It's actual bread. You know, people freak out about, low carb, I can't eat bread. You eat bread every day.
I eat bread every day.
You're built like a ballerina.
Thank you.
So
you should see me dance.
What do we tell people who are like afraid of bread? What you tell them is, get good bread.
Get good bread.
Right? Go find a bakery, somebody who's making stuff, eat that, You too can look like Andrew.
You too can look like this.
Look at this guy.
There's not a more universal food than bread, so it's fitting that we started our adventure through the Heber Valley food community with Andrew. His bread is a staple at many of the restaurants that have popped up to showcase the region's bounty and the minds behind it. Take Lola's Street Kitchen. David and Mandy Medina serve some of their best sandwiches on bread baked by Hawk and Sparrow.
Lola's has done something really special there. You know, they started as a food truck, so you would think really simple, normal, everyday, common food. But no, he's created these beautiful, surprising dishes with elegant finishes that is not fussy, that is not stuffy, that is approachable and affordable, but at the same time, really, really well done. The menu that you have now is very eclectic. It's beautiful, it's colorful, it's really unexpected, right? Like it's for somebody, a normal person walking in, you don't know, we're walking into a sandwich shop, or a burger shop, a taco shop. It's none of those things. It's just beautiful, crafted food. What were you going for?
Like the best of American street food.
Yeah, artisan style, yeah, based on good bread, fresh, real food, real ingredients, quality,
Yeah,
made from scratch.
that's awesome. And then I saw you rolling out, portioning dough back there to make bread. Do you make your own buns?
Yeah, all of our buns are made in-house. We make about 200 of them a day.
Really?
So all day throughout the day we're putting out fresh bread, pitas, sweet potato rolls, cakes, pastries, all kinds of stuff, yeah.
Some of Lola's most popular dishes are their fried chicken sandwich on a freshly baked potato roll, their lamb gyro on handmade pita, and their portobello truffle melt on sourdough bread baked by Hawk and Sparrow.
So good.
The bread, definitely, you get that homemade texture.
Oh, for sure.
It's got substance to it, but it isn't weirdly held together.
It's not heavy, light.
So as far as the things that you make and the things that you get your hands into, do you enjoy the baking more? Do you enjoy the savory, the cooking? What is your personal sweet spot there?
I like a little bit of both. A little balance is good. I do enjoy the baking more as therapy now these days. Baking is more of a feeling.
Yeah.
And obviously visual too, but it's a lot of it you have to feel. You have to know. And obviously it changes with the temperature, weather, humidity, all that stuff changes. So you're constantly feeling that. And it's become somewhat my therapy.
Yeah.
But again, just being personable with people, the locals, and it's definitely something that, it was back in the food truck days. I enjoy that a lot. But it's also, I feel like the restaurant is kind of a food truck that it found its roots.
That's what keeps us going for sure, is seeing people just enjoying the food and having a good time and each other. Just okay, that's what keeps us going. Like you see what we're putting into it.
And I think the cool part too is that the diversity of people that we get throughout the whole year. You got people that like to camp, people that like to fish, people that go mountain biking, people that just love being outside and many different things, and we get that throughout the whole year, the diversity of it. And I think this area is just so unique.
That's fun, true. Yeah.
We're just lucky to be part of it, I think.
Yeah.
So.
Very cool.
If you're in the Heber Valley, you're going to be staring at the 11,750-foot Mount Timpanogos. In fact, you can't miss it. It's a stunning hunk of granite and ice which anchors the southern end of the Wasatch. And a great way to bask under its glory is from the window of a train. We hopped a ride on the locally famous Heber Creeper.
Here we are.
This is so cool. Oh my God, look at this.
All the way from the 1900s.
This is every kid's dream right here.
Heber Valley's food renaissance might be a relatively new phenomenon, but Jessica Broadhead has been singing the region's praises a lot longer than that.
We like to say we're the place for après because we're a great place for after your ski day or your day off of the mountain. If you're looking for something to do with your family, with your kids, with grandma and grandpa, someone who maybe wants to ski 1 or 2 days of the ski trip but not stay the whole time. We've been one of the fastest growing small towns, but we still manage to keep that small town feel with that Western hospitality. And that's super important to the people that live here, but also the people moving here, because that's what they're coming here for, is for that feeling of community. And so I feel like the people that are coming here understand the importance and they really want to be a part of that, which I think is special.
I grew up in India on a small family farm with cows, so any chance to visit a dairy farm is very exciting for me. Of course, that's not the only reason I wanted to check out Heber Valley Artisan Cheese. This place embodies the ethics of the region. They do it all. They grow the hay that feeds the cows. They raise the herd that produces the milk that turns into some of the world's finest cheeses.
So I'm getting this incredible opportunity to go visit with Russ Kohler, who's a fourth-generation dairy farmer, being able to see the whole process all here at Kohler Farms, all handled by the same family. It's an incredible treat, which is beautiful and incredibly cool to see. How long has this been in the family?
So this is fourth generation. So my great-grandfather started in 1929. He was milking 12 cows by hand, and back in the days when they had to haul the milk cans to the river to cool it off until they could haul it to market. But we've grown now, we're milking about 110 cows right now, but we have capacity to go up to about 200, a little over 200.
And so you were saying that before you took a little break, went and got your engineering degree.
Yeah.
And what kind of engineering were you doing?
I studied mechanical engineering, and then I worked in the HVAC field for a while, but I wanted to ultimately get back to the farm, get back to my roots.
This place is a one-stop shop. The milk from the farm is brought into their facility and turned into cheese, like this cracked pepper and chive wheel, which I get to help prepare for the aging process.
Do you allow visitors to the creamery to come in here and manhandle your cheese?
No, just special ones like you.
Was I supposed to flip it first?
No, well, you can do it like that.
Yeah.
And go ahead and flip it over.
It's not going to fall apart. I was worried it was going to crumble.
Yeah, it's pretty well held together at this point. And then you're going to take the knife and you're going to do what we call trimming the cheese. So you're just going to cut this lip off.
And why do we do that? Just so it's more uniform when it's finished?
Just makes it cleaner when we actually end up pulling out the wheel to be able to package it. It's going to be a little bit easier to cut into the wedges that we want it to be.
What do we do at the edge? Do we sell this to the kids?
So usually that goes home to my house.
There we go. Because that looks like it's pretty delicious right there. You see that? Look how beautiful that is. Only at special request can you come back here and manhandle the cheese.
With my work complete, the hairnet comes off, and it's time to see where the wheel of cheese heads to next.
The cheese cave.
Yeah, this is where some of the magic happens.
Some of the magic? This is all the magic. This is incredible.
While visually it might look more like a cheese warehouse, a cheese cave is any cool, humid space used for aging and preserving. All the cheese in here is arranged by age, where the longer it sits, the sharper and stronger it gets.
What is the cheese that you have the most of in here? Or what is your most popular cheese?
My most popular cheese, so our Wasatch Backjack is a national champion pepper jack. It's amazing cheese, it's our top seller.
That's crazy to think that you've got the small family dairy producing small batches of handmade cheeses that's winning championships across the U.S. Like, you're creating some of the best cheese in America right here.
Not even just America, we've got a world gold medalist.
You're creating some of the best cheeses in the world here. How does that happen, though? Like, how do you go from, like, great-grandpa's milking a few cows every day to now you have some of the best cheese in the world?
I think it's just one step at a time is really the key. You're always trying to find a way to get a little bit better every single day, try to make our process a little bit better, try to improve a recipe just a little bit. It's just trying to get better just a little bit at a time.
Now, do you really think I could hear about gold medal winning cheeses and not try them? First up is their lemon sage cheddar.
So this is our gold medalist. World Cheese Awards, gold medal winner.
Cheers. Yeah. Oh man, that's good. It's more buttery than cheesy. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
You're a dairy guy, you would know.
Yeah, that has a lot to do with our milk composition. So we talked about, genetics and what the cows eat, all playing into the flavor. Because of where we're growing the food for the cows, up here at elevation, we don't grow corn very well. So corn is not a staple of the diet. It's an alfalfa-based diet, which creates that rich, creamy texture. So we're going to take it from a world champion to a national champion. So this is our Wasatch Backjack.
Wasatch Backjack.
Yep, named after the Wasatch Mountains. We're on the back side of it. So this is our national champion pepper jack.
Yum.
Ours is technically a salsa pepper jack. We make our own salsa blend that we put right into it. Creates a unique flavor. Gives you a little bit of heat on the tail.
Yeah, it's got a little bit of bite
don't.
coming through on the middle of the palate.
Yep.
It's lovely. I know you grew up here, and so Heber Valley's home, but Really, what makes Heber Valley special to you?
I think the biggest thing is heritage. So my family were some of the original Swiss immigrants that settled in the Heber Valley.
Okay.
They traveled here from Switzerland, settled here specifically because the Wasatch Back reminded them of the Alps at home.
Really?
It's just such an amazing place, amazing views, so much to do, so much to see, and the community here is absolutely incredible.
A truly vibrant community will have a signature restaurant, a place where the labors of the farmers, butchers, and bakers find their ultimate expression on plates that people will drive for miles to experience. In the Heber Valley, that restaurant is Midway Mercantile.
Chef John Platt has this little restaurant in the middle of town where he gets to showcase the best of Heber Valley, whether it's the cheese from the dairy down the street, beautiful produce from the farmer's market. He's such a wonderful location and incredible neighbors and producers that are making some of the best stuff in the country just within a couple of blocks of him. What is the dish that we're making?
So this is bronzino, Mediterranean sea bass.
Yeah. And then you went skin side up first, so you're cooking the cut side down. Why do you do it that way?
Well, I'm gonna get a good little bit of crust on there, but then this is gonna spend more time on that side.
Okay.
Because it's gonna flip, it's gonna get cooked there, and then it's gonna go in the oven.
Okay.
So that should crisp up the skin. All right, so now,
Oh yeah, there it is.
looks so
Look at that.
freaking beautiful, right?
That gorgeous color that was
Yeah.
only there a couple minutes.
Yeah. And that's gonna be
Beautiful.
amazing.
So you've got the bronzino, you've got fish happening.
Yep.
This seems like sort of a place where you can just come in and create magic. Is this isn't your first restaurant job?
No,
I'm just guessing. Yeah.
So we had a restaurant in Seattle for 17 years.
Oh wow. Okay.
And then came down here and opened this one.
What would bring you from Seattle all the way to Midway, Utah of all places?
Well, as you guys have seen when you've been going around,
Yeah.
I mean, it is as beautiful a town as you could find.
It is spectacular.
And we just had some friends who moved down here, and every time we visited, we loved it. But of course, we had to go to Park City for dinner because there was no restaurants really. So we were trying to do a mountain town restaurant with some swank. You know, we're like, okay, we want somebody who's been hiking, you know, everybody who's outdoors doing things to feel like they can walk in and they don't have to go take a shower and get all cleaned up and everything. But it's also a place that you can have a really nice date. So
Wow. But I also read that you were a teacher in a past life before you cooked.
yeah.
So what made that jump?
I had spent years cooking for friends, so I was just that home cook doing that who kind of got in his head that wouldn't it be cool to do that for people in general.
When do you fall in love with this? When does it like, oh man, this is it? At what point does that start?
Day one.
Did it really?
Oh my God, are you kidding? So here I am, a teacher and a principal. Everybody's upset all the time. Why did my kid not get an A? How are they gonna get into Harvard? You know, all this kind of thing. Suddenly I'm in a business where even if people are, you know, hangry, cranky, you bring them food and they're happy.
Yeah.
You know, and I was like, oh, you know what? I just like to make people happy.
Speaking of food making people happy, the first thing we're going to taste here is Midway Mercantile's most popular dish. It's their panko-crusted fresh Alaskan halibut in yellow curry with coconut rice and spinach topped with sesame apple chutney.
It's fantastic. Get that little cool crunch, the apple note.
Cool.
So good.
Good for you.
Next up, a salad made with herbs, lemon vinaigrette, truffle oil, and griddled hustalepa cheese. It's special for both the inspiration behind it and its use of locally made ingredients.
We call this the Sandra salad, named after my wife. She is of Finnish descent, but we come down here and we're over there at Heber Valley Artisan Cheese, and they're like, oh, you should try this, and they're griddling their hustalepa cheese. It's awesome when it's griddled, but it's also traditionally a Finnish cheese.
Oh.
So for my Finnish wife, goes on the Sandra
The
salad.
hustalepa cheese.
Yeah.
Is that a cheese that's meant to be griddled, or is that how
It really is, you know, it's also known as like a bread cheese. So by itself, it's pretty uneventful. But once you griddle it, oh, baby.
That's when it comes together?
Yeah, it really,
'Cause,
yeah.
You know, you got a small group of really high level, some of the best producers in the country, making things within a block and a half of you. What's that like to be part of that community? What does that mean to you?
Lots of people in the restaurant business, owners, somebody else operates
Yeah,
it, whatever. But the ability to partner with another owner-operator,
Yeah.
you know, Andrew, who's making that bread.
Yeah.
He's making the bread.
Russ and family making the cheese. I'm like, the milk goes from there to here to here to cheese, and they hand it to you. Like, it's all there.
Yeah, the miracle, though, is that it's being supported. People are actually partaking of it and appreciating it, and yeah, it's incredible.
Now, you guys didn't think the culinary experience would end without dessert, did ya? Anna, Sierra, and I both got our start in the food world in Boulder, Colorado. That's where she first started perfecting the small batch, bean-to-bar chocolate from ethically sourced heirloom cacao that's now known as Ritual.
Getting to visit Ritual Chocolate was genuinely a treat. They make wonderful chocolates that are each one handcrafted in the facility right here in Heber. Amazing.
Again with the lab coats and the hairnets, but I'm told it's gonna be worth it.
It takes a lot to make chocolate. When you source it properly, it really should be appreciated as a fine food. And you know, we source really special cacao, so it's like tasting wine, where you can taste a single origin chocolate and it has this full flavor profile with like subtle nuances. So there's a lot to it.
Anna's not exaggerating about how much goes into their chocolate. And the process is all done right here at their facility. After first roasting the beans, they're sent through a winnowing machine, which removes the shell from the cacao nibs. Those cacao nibs are then ground into a paste with organic cane sugar.
So did it just go straight from roasting and grinding to this? There wasn't another step in the middle of adding moisture to it? This is naturally?
Yeah, that's the amazing thing. Cacao is very high in fat, so as soon as you grind it, you're opening up that fat and it becomes a thick, gritty paste.
Next, it's sent through a vintage 3-roll mill refiner to uniformly grind down the cacao and sugar particles.
Gorgeous. It's just like chocolate frosting.
The way it kind of coats your mouth, it's beginning to feel like finished chocolate, but we still have to, the flavor has further to go. We have to kind of balance it out.
That is delicious, though.
Every batch of chocolate is then mixed and refined for 72 hours in their longitudinal conch, which polishes the cocoa particles and develops the finished chocolate flavor through heat and aeration. Finally, the chocolate is tempered and molded, then packaged for sale. Now that we've seen how it's made, I've got to taste some of the final product. We're gonna sample a couple of their unique single-origin drinking chocolates.
So it's just half hot water, half melted chocolate mixed together. So it's like a chocolate shot. Wow. But I mean, the Madagascar, bright, it's fruity, it's an intense flavor, but it's great.
I'm worried that I do have a chocolate mustache, but I'm gonna ignore it. That is so ridiculously delicious.
All that flavor is coming from the cacao bean. I'm not adding anything, but you're getting just punchy fruit. So this is our Ecuador. Yeah, and you can even see that the color's a little bit different. Yeah. And the Ecuador's also a low cocoa butter bean, so the texture's different. You've got to think about flavor difference and texture with chocolate.
That is significantly more velvety. So good. Is there cinnamon added in there?
No.
That's just...
And wasn't that amazing? All from the bean.
It's beautiful. So, Anna, how did you get into making chocolate?
We kind of fell in love with the process and sharing it with people because everyone eats chocolate. No one really knows how it's made, that it's an agricultural product. And I think that's fascinating. It was just sort of, it was one of those things where there was just a point of no return and we just kept building on it. You know, I think it's so wonderful to share unique cacao origins, and just a lot of these farmers just work so hard to produce something so beautiful. And so for us, we really feel like we have a responsibility to create, you know, great flavored chocolate so we can really share how special these beans are.
And then why Heber, of all places? Why Heber City?
We get inspired by being outside in the mountains every day. We really just took the plunge to be in Utah because we loved the lifestyle here. I think the communities, there's this lovely little budding food community, just a lot of wonderful people here. It feels like an exciting time to be here.
Being in Heber Valley, getting to visit Midway, you know, it's been a very special couple of days being here. First and foremost was just the sense of community that exists. And that is one of those special things you really only get in these smaller communities, you know, kind of tucked away parts of the country where folks can actually build this from the ground up. What a warm, welcoming community of people. And I loved every minute of being here in Heber Valley.